Okay, so I'm Kelton, and I'm very happy today to share with you and walk you through uh, the basic use of video editing software. I'm introducing you to DaVinci Resolve, which is a free software, um, but it's been used by professionals and beginners, videographer alike. So it's a very sophisticated software, and it's offer free. Therefore, everyone is using it. It's Yes, you can see big Hollywood productions using it. Beginners, videographers use it because it's scalable, right? Scalable means that you can use it to do the most basic thing. And then as you learn the more complex operation, then you can scale up and use its more advanced feature. So that's the good thing about this video program. And if you really, make use of it, then it can be a professional production suite. All right. So we'll walk you through the basic of video editing. So anyone who shot some footages, um, even with your camera or your phone, can put together a piece very quick. Okay, so this is really good for students who need to do a video presentation or really get into scripting and narration and putting together a good like 5 to 10 minutes clips for YouTube, right? For YouTubers, influencer, everyone is using this. All right, so you can go to the DaVinci Resolve website, and there you can basically just download a copy, right? Download a free copy. Um, you don't need to buy it. When you're really good at it and making a living out of it, it's worthwhile to buy it. But now, for the time being, it's just free for use. That's why everyone is using it. And if you are using it on the Mac laptop, it's optimized. It means that the hardware is really good for outputting the clips very efficiently. Okay, so basically you download it and just sign in and then register, and then you can download a free copy and install it. All right, so let's move on to the software. Now, when you open DaVinci Resolve, okay, so it's like all editing program. The basic thing for editing is inputting all your clips, right? Putting all your footages, the digital clips that you shot, it could be photos, it could be videos, it could be graphics, animation, anything, things like YouTube, you get, clips that you get from YouTube, such as here, what I have a clip here. So basically, the principle of editing is that you input all your clip onto your software, which you import it, right? Somehow you import the clips. It doesn't mean that the software copy all your clips. It's basically linked to your clips folder, right? If you have all your clips put into one folder, then the software will know where to look for your clips when it's doing the editing. So in effect, you need to organize your clips very efficiently. Such as here, I put, like, if I put the clips on the day I shoot it, it's good to name it with the date, right? So I shoot these clips, this group of clips here on this date, the second group. So it's put it all on this folder. And it's preferably that you use a hard drive for your clips, right? So here I'm using an example of my last internship trip with students to Japan. So I put all my clips into this folder here. right? So that everything is organized, and when you open it, all the footages are properly in the right folders, and you don't lose it. And in effect, you can put your clips onto a very fast SSD drive, such as what I have here, and then is my footage. It's dated, right? And when you're using a fast SSD drive, basically you can edit your whole film with your drive connected to your laptop, right? So that you don't need to copy your file onto your laptop and then search for it. You put everything in one folder on your drive, and then when you hook up your drive, the software will be able to look for it and open your editing file and then start doing it. Now, when you open DaVinci Resolve, okay, so basically I want you to pay attention to three things. Now, before you open the software, you can probably just click on it and then open it. So let me just do it again, because when you open, you will notice there are something that you need to pay attention to. Okay, so I open DaVinci Resolve once again. Okay, so you will see this page where all your projects in your machine, it's already listed there. But if you are working on a project, it will be able to search for your file and then show it here. So I have been working on my Japan internship trip. So basically, I just click on it. Okay. So it will search for all my file on my folder, on my SSD, and then I will be able to start editing. Now, when you open the software, you will see windows like that. And essentially, you need to pay attention to only three tabs at the bottom. Okay, these are the basic. So the first tab would be the media. The media tab means that you basically import and line up all your footages at this window here. So you import everything. So I have footages in these folders already. I imported. You can use import here, import, okay? So you import your media, or you import as a bin folder. So you import the whole folder, or you import media by media. Okay, so if you have footage in your drive, such as your SSD drive, then basically you can just drag it in also. Okay, so I have like this footages. Okay, so I have footages like that. You can notice there are footages that I already copied to my drive, and then you can just drop in your footage here. Okay, so now once you import everything, you can see that I organize my footage into dates, right? The dates I shot. So it's very organized. I know what footage I have each date. Sometimes I have some photos, right? You can import photos. So like this is like grouped in a folder called pics. So these are photos I can use, right? I can still work with my photos, okay? Something like that. Now, so once you import everything, so this tab is done, and and then you can move on to start editing. All right. So once you start editing, you will see there's something called a timeline here, where you lay out all your footage, right? When you lay out all your footage. You can start with a blank, a new timeline, okay? From file, new timeline, okay, such as this. So don't worry about this information at the moment. It's usually is like basic information for a timeline, and then you can just click create. Okay, so basically I have a new timeline here where I can lay out my footage, and I click on this top left media pool. Okay, so when you click on the media pool, you notice that there are this place where all the footage could be seen on my folders. Okay, and here I have my footage. So so basically, if you are looking at all the things that you shot, you tend to grab the things like this by selecting and like selecting everything, shift select to select all your footage, something like that. You know, that day you shot this. So you can see that it's turned red, and then you can just drag it right on the timeline. Okay, so just drag it on the timeline like that. So once you see this footage being put on the timeline, you can see that it's packed together, right? One follow the other. And this is very condensed, right? And you can adjust the timeline by clicking this plus or minus extension here so that you can see the footage like that, right? You can see the footage like that. So now, basically, you can stretch out and see the footage, all the footage being laid out on the timeline. Some are long, some are short, right? And you can stretch it like that. When you need to look at the very beginning, you can stretch it out. And you can see that when you play, um, it will start to play the footage. Okay, so this is like you can hear the sound. Okay. So this is shot by shot, all the footage that you have done, and you lay it out on the timeline, and you can play it, and you can extend it, you know, to see very close up of each shot, or you can compress it so that you see the playhead keep playing, right? Like that. So each shot following each shot, right? This is like the timeline. Okay, now, so if you have some footage that I don't like, right? Like, okay, so this one maybe I don't think this shot is very good, then you can just select it and holding shift, okay, and then delete. When you do that, when you hold shift on your keyboard and click delete, all the footage will move forward, right? After deleting that particular piece. Like for example, if I don't like this, if I don't like this shot, I want to get rid of it. I don't need it, right? So like I selected it. I holding shift on my keyboard, okay, and then I press delete, and then the whole package, right? The whole footage package will simply move forward, right? With that clips deleted, and then it will be one piece. Now, when there are a shot that you want to make maybe a cut here, right? Like if you play the shot and then, oh, okay, looks nice, and then I want to cut, okay? So how do I cut short this footage? Well, for one thing, what you can do is that you can make a cut here. So how do I cut this piece? In DaVinci Resolve, essentially, you click on this blade, right? You can see that it's like a blade, um, a cutter blade, right? So you select it, and then you just go to your head, the way, the place where you exactly where you want to cut, and then you just cut on it. Okay, simple as that. Just cut Okay, so I don't want the later part. So basically I select this part and then I hit shift and then delete. Okay, so now this shot become um shorter and then it will cut to my next shot. It will cut to my next shot. Okay, like that. So this shot becomes shorter. All right. So now I'm in my next shot and I find that mm, it's kind of nice with the student coming into the frame, looking at the camera, smiling, and like that. Okay, so but I don't like this part where it's too long. Okay, so in effect, I can do the same thing. I will just use the blade, and then I'll cut this. Okay, and then I can get rid of this and I move all the footage towards it. But on the other hand, if you look closely at this particular shot, which here I'm extending it, okay, um, I kind of want this last part to be shorter. I don't have to cut it like that, but I can just drag my end of the footage to make it shorter. Okay, so here I will just drag the shot, make it shorter. Okay, right here. Okay, or I can just drag the beginning of the shot, maybe a little bit shorter. Okay, so when she walk past, okay, when she almost look at the camera, okay, so like that. So now I kind of adjusted the length of this footage. I can move it to snap it with the last shot. Okay, so you can see that I already make the shot shorter without using the blade, right? I'm just adjusting the end of it. But later on, if I want to make it longer, like if I want to extend it back, I can just drag the end of the shot to make it longer. Okay, just like that. Or I can move the shot and make the beginning longer like that so that it have the same length at the beginning like that. Okay, so now I can move all my footage back to this to fill this gap, and I usually do it the stupid way, like I select the whole back like that, and then I extend it back um and pull it back to snap it. Okay, so the editor will say I'm stupid because I don't know the shortcuts of moving my footage to here, but your editor will let you know that you can do a shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts, and then move the whole footage to this point, to the head, right? Okay, so this is the basic controlling of the shots, the length and like that. All right. So essentially the whole piece is about it's about arranging what are the best shots, what's the flow of the whole thing. And you can take a look of my particular clips of the trip, right? If you type in internship info day trailer, you can probably search for it on YouTube, and and here it is, right? So I'm going to play a little bit just to give you a sense of the flow of the editing. So I play. So there's some music. This is Paul McCartney's famous song, and then it's kind of overlaid with this okay, so the big words and soccer, student walking past the frame. So these are the highlights, of the trip. Okay. All right. So with some nice titles showing what they were doing. So you can see the whole video there. It's about like 8 minutes. So it really give you the whole sense of the internship trip that they went to. And I basically cut all my footage on DaVinci Resolve in a very short time and put the music together with the song, Paul McCartney songs. Now, you may say, "Oh wow! I mean, you're using these are kind of copyrighted work, right? When you use a song." Well, it's for internal kind of use, so it's okay. So I'm cutting the footage for our internals thing, so which is fine, right? Now, back to the editing of the footage. Okay, so I already show you a rough way of how to cut individual shots and how to put all the shots onto the timeline. Okay, now you may say, okay, so the beginning of the shots, there's a song, right? So besides the sound of this footage, which you can hear the song. Let me find a spot where there's more sound. So you can hear the sound of this. Okay. So these footage all have the sound connected to it. Okay. So and if you enlarge this footage, you can see the sound beneath the footage kind of attached to the image, right? Like this sound belongs to this image. And if you don't want the sound, or if you want to lower the sound of that shot because maybe you want to put music, what you can do is that when you go over to the soundtrack, which is this green area of this shot, you can notice that I can actually adjust the sound volume of this particular shot when this is being highlighted, right? So I can do that, right? Like you can see that when I drag the soundtrack like that, it can be very loud right now, and I can diminish it. I can make it almost inaudible. So this is very, very handy where you can adjust individual clips, right? You can hear the sound of this, and you can make it lower, right? You can make these whole clips the sounds a bit lower. Right. So this is lower. Okay. So this is lower. All right. Now, to make things even more complex, okay, if I want to change the volume of these clips, because at some point you want something lower, at some point you want the sound to comes back on, right? You can actually adjust the sound volume in a very selective way. Okay, so for example, I move the sound head, it start playing, and when I click the inspector, which is related to this clip, um, go to audio. Okay, and the volume is right here. Okay, so when you click on the volume, you can see that this volume control the whole clips. But I can adjust selectively. Let's say I want the volume to be at this level at the beginning part. So I'm clicking and locking it like that. This little uh, spot here where I lock my volume at this level, but I want it lower, for example, then I can move forward and then lower the volume like that. So you can see that right at this point, the volume is already being lowered, and it's so this whole clip, the beginning is high volume, and then at this point it's being lowered, And then when I move forward, let's just say here, right here, I want my volume to comes back up again. And I can just go back like that. All right. You can see that the volume kind of gradually comes back up. Okay, so you can see that in a way, the clips volumes can be specifically adjusted like that. All right, and then I can make a clips. All right. So I can even go to the particular spot by clicking this little triangle here and then move a little bit. Okay. So I can actually adjust by doing things like that. Okay, so it's very sophisticated part where you can really control the volume of your, and then now I want to make it lower again. I just lower it. Okay, so now this red means that it's being recorded. My action is being recorded, and I can adjust it here back. Okay. All right. So in effect, you are seeing the clips being lowered, the volumes being controlled very, very specifically. Okay. Now, at some point, when you editing, of course, it's nice to have some very simple effect. Okay. The kind of basic editing effect would be dissolve, right? Dissolve or fade in from black. These are very, very powerful and effective editing things. So when you want to do something like if you want to fade in from the beginning of your shot, right? Then you can just go up here on the top left and click effect, okay? And you can see all kinds of effect here, crossfade. And normally if you want to fade from black, then you want to use addictive dissolve right at the beginning of your clip. So you just drag it and then just place it here. Okay. So you can see that the the effect, like when you play, it's fade from black, right? So this is like in the beginning it's black and then it's gradually appears. And you can even adjust the length of this too, right? You can make it longer fade by dragging this effect longer, okay? So if you make this longer, it will fade from black very, very long time, okay? Slowly fade in, okay? So it's very very nice like that, right? Now, if you don't want it, then you can just select it and then delete it, okay? And once again, um, you can put it at the back of this clip here or back at the beginning of any clips, right? Like these clips, if you drag it here, edit this off. Let me just somehow it doesn't register. Okay, so let me try a crossfade. Okay, a crossfade I mean that the image kind of merge into the other one. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag it here. So let's see how does it go then. All right, so let's drag the crossfade here. Okay, let's select another spot and showcase the crossfade. Okay, so let's just all right. Now, in order to do a cross dissolve, you need to have enough footage that is preserved, right? So when you, let's just say you have footage that's cut short and this part is cut short because it needs those footage to crossfade. So now I'm I will be able to do that to drag in a crossfade because crossfade will need some pre-footage for it to happen. And for my additive dissolve, I should be able to do so. Okay. Now, so you can start your shots like that, fade in, and now you see a crossfade. Okay. So this is like a crossfading, like from one shot to another, right? And it's fading, emerging into another shot. And you can adjust the length of this, right? You can make it longer. So now it takes a lot much longer time to fade to the other shot. Okay. And here I can also adjust the length of the fade in. So it's from black to coming in the shot and then fading into another shots. Okay. So these are the very, very important editing devices for transitions, for short transitions. Okay. So back to the editing part. So let me go to the to my timeline. So I have a different timeline that that's in editing. So this timeline is just for demonstration. So I want to show the other timeline that I was using. So let me just go back to the timeline that I used previously. Okay. So go back to total trip trailers. Okay. So now this is the original timeline that I was working with. Okay. So get rid of this to make this larger. So you can see that if I play, so the music comes in, okay, and then the image with the sound of the shot, you know. Okay. So no, so you look closely at the beginning, right? So all right. So this is the Paul McCartney song in Japanese with Japanese subtitle that comes in, and this is the song. Now, how do I place these shots in here and then also in the cut with these normal trip shots and then the music down here? So basically, what I did is that I am able to get Paul McCartney song by downloading it. So I'm sure you will find a way to download your YouTube videos. Essentially, I can recommend a very good YouTube video downloader that you can use. It's called the 4K video downloader. Okay. So once you find Paul McCartney songs on YouTube, Okay, so this is his song, so you can play it. So once you find it, you basically just copy the YouTube, and then you click on it and then paste the link here, and then you will download this piece. So this is very, very good to use because usually the video downloader, they charge you money, right? But this particular one, it's very good to use, and it allows you to download 10 videos without having to pay them. So you make use of it. And then when it's being downloaded, you can search for this in the folder. So this is the clips that you have with the music. Okay. So that's when that's all done. You import it into the DaVinci Resolve, right? So in the media pool, this is the Paul McCartney song, Paul McCartney song. Okay, so so in the editing timeline, you can just drag uh, the song into the scene. Okay, this is the video. This is drag it in. So you find a nice spot to work outside of all this footage here. And then this is the song. Okay. Now it is linked to the music, of course. This is locked, right? So in order to unlock the music, okay, so basically you can select it and right click and unlock this by clicking this link clip. Okay, so when you link clip, you can see that there is a kind of lock symbol. That means that when you move the clips, this whole thing is in sync, right? It's locked. But if you right click and then click away this, it means it's unlocked. So this is unlocked from the song. So essentially you can get the song, the soundtrack without the image, right? Which I did here. I placed the whole song at the second audio track, okay, like that. I place the whole song at the second audio track. And I use a little bit of the beginning of this, which is beautiful, right? I use the beginning of this. So basically, I make this very short and put it right in the beginning of my shot here so you can see it. All right. So this is the beginning, the airplane shot I use. And this is the song of the Paul McCartney song. And then, it will go under the clips of these shots because the shot has its own soundtrack. So the music has to go to another track, the audio 2 at the bottom. And you can, of course, when you select it, you can adjust the volume of the music, right? You can change it, make it louder and to cover the regular shots, okay? There's the sound of the regular shots here. So I can make it even lower so that there's not much sound, but I can adjust it, okay? So you control the sound and the music, how it comes together. You don't want both part to be like very loud, right? So you just want the music. Okay. So now you're seeing the sound covering like a music video, okay? And then you're seeing this title of Hong Kong U Faculty of Arts on top of his. How do I make this title? Okay, so the title is very easy actually. So you go to Effect on top left, okay, and then you click on title, and then you can see that there are all kinds of title that you can use. For example, the text here. I can just, you can see the text is arranged as basic text, okay? And there are many different types that you can use. It's fun to do. And you can even scroll your text. But just to do a simple text, I drag this particular text right on the timeline like that. Okay, so you can see that when I move this playhead, it will show my picture, but the title is on top, right? And if I want a different text about this, I select this title and then I go for inspector. I can type um this, okay? Japan internship trip. Okay. So now it's become the Japan internship trip like that. And you can even decide on the fonts used. You can choose a better fonts like that. So there are many different fonts that you can use. So it looks great. Something like that. Okay, simple. And then I can make it bigger, right? I can make it very large, and um I can control the location also, like um maybe a little bit, something like that, whatever. Okay, so we can control a lot of things with this, and here you can even control further control its position by dragging this maybe here. Okay, so like that. Okay, so it won't kind of clash with the subtitles here. So I can adjust this a little bit higher, or I can make it smaller, right? Something like that. So this is on setting, but if I want to control the title itself, such as fonts, I have to go back to title and then I can choose other fonts. Okay. Mm, so I can see the result right away. This is nice. Okay, so this is interesting. All right. So now the title is being juxtaposed with the image, right? If I want to fade in my title, I can again go to effects and video transition. I can add the additive dissolve right on the title. Okay, just drag it on here like that, and then I can fade it out. Okay, like that. So the title is nicely fade in and fade out like that. Okay, so right when I play, now fade in, fade out. Okay, so this is well, very nicely, precisely controlled. Okay, so all the other title is like that, fade in, and then this is without fade. And I can change the color, of course. I can change the color of this title. All right, I can change the color um, of my title, the color here. So I can click on this color and then I can change it. Okay, I can change. So this is interesting color, turn nice, okay, very bright. Okay, and there are different things so I can okay with, and then I can go for the settings. Maybe there are some other things I can change, but right now I'm happy with the color, and I can change the opacity. I can make it this shadow, can change the opacity. Let me see the color of the fonts. So there are many ways you can change the settings of the title. Okay. All right. So basically, so this is basically editing. So when you cut all the piece together, together, and sometimes you need to put subtitle, you just do the same thing with titles, and you're ready to output your clips, right? So in outputting, it's very, very simple. You go to the bottom and click on this rocket ship at the bottom. It's called deliver. Okay. Now there are of course other tabs where you control, you can do effects, and then you can adjust the color of your clips. You know, these are like professional color grading. You can do some song, song editing, things like that. But, you know, for simple editing, if you want to just output your clips with the music and nice song and things like that, this is already very, very good enough, right? So once you click on this, you will notice that on the left, you should name your clips, okay? Internship trip, internship, okay? Something like that. And you should place your clips on the desktop, right? Make sure that when you output your clips, it's being placed on your desktop. You save it and export video. Of course, you need the video. These are the basic settings. Usually it's already set. So make sure the audio is okay. All right. So export video. These advanced setting, you don't need to pay too much attention. If you want the subtitle to be export, you should do that here. But for the audios, make sure the audio is also click, okay, audio, video, okay. Once you're done with this setup, and then you just add to render queue, click this button, and then on right top, you can see that this is ready to render, okay. So if you want to render the clips, then you basically just click render all, okay, render all, okay. So now the DaVinci Resolve is able to render your whole clips. Okay, so you can see the progress here. If you're using a fast laptop, then this whole process will be much faster. It's because it's optimized, it's accelerated, so it processes the clips very fast, and you'll be able to see your clips as an output in much shorter time, which for professional is very crucial, right? Because they work with deadlines, they need to present things. So you can see that DaVinci Resolve is outputting this, is rendering these clips as a whole movie file onto the desktop, and you just need to wait for it to get the work done, and then you have your clips. All right. So this is it. This is the basic for using DaVinci Resolve as a free but professional editing software. Um, it's absolutely easy to use, but it can scale up when you need to do professional work later. You can learn more of it and then do some very, very professional work. But at the moment, it's perfect for use with simple editing, and you can do things very quick. You can look at your footage right away after you shoot, you can input it onto this platform and then start seeing how things play out, and seeing the rough footage, and whether your shots are well recorded or the audio is good or not, right? It's a big concern for audios. Now, the student may wonder how to do a narration, right? So essentially, when you cut your whole sequence, right? When you cut all the image together in a nice sequence, something that is what you want, then basically you can record your audio using your phone or using a nice recording equipment looking at the video that you cut. So you're kind of commenting on it, okay? And you make a audio recording, all right? And once you make your audio recording, you can transfer your file, your audio file from your phone onto your laptop. And on the Mac, it's very easy to do, right? With your audio file, you can just airdrop your file onto your laptop, and then you can just drag your audio file into the media section, just like the music, right? Just like the music that I just did, and create a new audio track for your narrations, right? A new audio track narration. And remember, you should the sound, adjust the sound of your audio to make it nice, right? Not too loud, but it's clear and audible. But of course, there will be music with it, and therefore, you should adjust the level of music in relation to your narration to make everything very clear but audible. All right. So then that's the whole thing. Then you can have the whole package of just cutting together a 5 or 10 minutes clips ready to upload to YouTube. Okay, so this is very basic. This is very basic, but it's very handy. Anyone can do this right away. Once you have your footage, once you shoot your stuff, then you can start seeing how things play out and laying everything out on the editing platform, and then start editing away and putting your piece together, right? So this is video editing and videography, with which takes some skills, but um, anyone can do it at the same time. Um, Not easy to do it well, right? It's a professional skill, but once you polish it, you can create something incredible. Okay, so this is being rendered, and as you can see, I place my clips on my desktop, make sure that I got it. So here is the trip internship clip, and you can see that how big is this? This is about 2 gigs, 2.7 gigs. And then you can open it with a player, any QuickTime player, and then you can play it. You can see the title comes on nicely. And when I go away, I know my heart can stay with my love. It's understood. It's in the hands of my love. Of course, later on, I can give a tutorial about color grading, which is a little more professional undertaking for editing, where you can grade your shots into very nice color and very vibrant, attractive color. But at the moment, if you shoot your film properly, you can already do some very nice editing without needing to touch the color of your footage. And when the cupboard's bare, still find something there. It's understood. Okay, so here it is. I hope you enjoy this beginner's tutorial. Of course, there are tons of how to do it on YouTube. As you progress in using more and more DaVinci Resolve and want to know how to make your footage even better, that's a good learning journey, I believe. But at least this is where you can get everyone to learn the basics and not to be afraid of doing editings. Making films and editing is a fun process. It's a lot of work, but it could be very satisfying. All right. So thank you everyone for your time. If you have questions, I can hopefully able to answer it later on. But do check out this first and get your hands busy with starting with the software. Thank you.